morning, everyone. Welcome to News Extra. My guests this morning are from the Scottsbluff Noon Kiwanis Club, and we're here to talk about a couple of events that are happening very shortly. First off is the 76th Annual Holy Week services. I have Raul Aguallo and Jeri Goodman here. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Glad to be here.
76th Annual for the services themselves. Talk a little bit about the planning that goes into this event every year that's held at the Midwest Theater.
Well, we have a planning committee that gets together and we contact different local pastors to be the speakers each day. And we've got a great group of pastors that have helped us over the years. And, sometimes some of them are available and sometimes they're not. And so we have a great list of guys that we can get in touch with and just have kind of a mix of different pastors from the area that come in and speak, one each day, a different person each day. And then we usually get the WNCC choral students involved. Mm-hmm. Tammy Lipstrew has always been really helpful with helping to plan the music. Susan Wiedeman and I usually contact people to get them signed up to help. Dee Brady and Tammy Lipstrew, and then some students from the WNCC group will be providing the music. And then we usually have a larger group on Friday, and we have the River Song Chancel choir singing on Friday this year. So that'll be really a nice way to end that week on Good Friday.
Yeah, the services actually very brief and non-denominational.
Correct.
As I understand it. Services anywhere starting actually at 5 minutes after noon and going until 12:30. So something that can be done over somebody's lunchtime. Starting up on Monday and then running through Good Friday. Now there is the ability for a free will offering.
Right, we do a free will offering every year that we give to the Police Emergency Fund of Cooperative Ministries, and usually that's a really nice offering by the end of the week. Usually our Kiwanis group will add a little to that at the end just to round it up to the nearest $100, and we're able to give that to them to use for whatever needs arise when, sometimes people are traveling through town, have a problem and can't buy gas or need repairs or something like that, or have to be put up for the evening, and usually that's, I think, what that money goes for.
Yeah, the Emergency Fund for of Cooperative Ministries.
Right.
That's exactly what those funds are used for by the police department. And it's not just the but it's generally Scottsbluff, but can involve Gehring and
sure.
people referred by the Sheriff's Department.
Exactly.
As well. So the Holy Week services coming up April 15th through Good Friday, April 19th. The services starting at 2:05 in the afternoon, just shortly afternoon. So very easy for you to get there during your lunchtime, and is over by 12:30. Was there ever a time when it was even longer than that, and people were saying, hey, could we maybe make it a little shorter?
I think they've always tried to keep it kind of a shorter time period so that people who come down on their lunch hour from work or something can get there and then still grab lunch and be back to work by 1 o'clock. KCMI does broadcast our services for us, and they'll usually stick with us if we go a little over that 12:30 mark.
Of course.
So we do appreciate that they do that.
And if anybody has any questions, how do they find out more information?
They could give me a call at 635-8609, or they can call 641-2501, and we'd be happy to answer any questions they might have.
Of course, that's not the only thing that the Noon Kiwanis Club is involved in here during the month of April. Also, Crabby Tax Night, and that's coming up very shortly as well. And we'll be right back on News Extra and talk about that. And we're back on News Extra. My guests this morning are Raul Aguallo and Jeri Goodman, both with the Scottsbluff Noon Kiwanis Club, talking about a couple of events coming up very shortly. Of course, the Holy Week services running from the 15th to the 19th. Also going to be talking a little bit about Crabby Tax Night. Where did you guys come up with that moniker, that name for it?
One of our members, Roger Russell, was down at a convention in Colorado one year, and the Monument Club in Monument, Colorado, this was their fundraiser. Roger liked it so well that he brought it to the club, and this was before I was with the club. This is the 11th annual. He liked it so much he brought it to our club, and we just kind of took hold of it and and it's become our premier service project over the years.
So for those who are not knowledgeable of what Crabby Tax Night is, kind of explain what we have.
Oh, well, we always try to do this around April 15th because people are crabby and having to pay their taxes like I am this year. And it just gives people an opportunity to come out and have all-you-can-eat crab and sides. We do it every year. It's a good fundraiser. Gives people an opportunity just to kind of get out and socialize with the club, and it's a great project for us.
And coming up on Saturday the 13th, starting at 6 o'clock and running until 8 o'clock. Really nice meal, all you can eat crab, including the sides, coffee, water, tea. There is a cash bar.
Correct.
This is at the Elks in downtown Scottsbluff. And of course, if there are businesses out there that want to take part in this and perhaps sponsor, those opportunities are still available, correct?
Correct. We're trying to get to 15 corporate tables. I think we're probably, moving up to that number now. Corporate sponsor tables are $450, and they come with 8 seats and advertising during the entire event.
Okay, and of course, this is a fundraiser, as you had mentioned.
Correct.
And how does Kiwanis use the funds that are generated through Crabby Tax Night?
At one time, they were used specifically for the playground, the Trails of West Fun playground behind the zoo. We turned that over to the city several years ago. And so some of this money is going to be used this year to put some new playground equipment pieces in there. And then we just really distribute it throughout all the other things that we do over the course of the year to make sure that the kids in the community have everything they need.
Okay, and the event itself, it's not just dinner, there's also auctions, raffles that are going to take place?
Correct. We're going to do a silent auction. We're also going to do something new that I saw at convention this year, and it's a buy a bottle of wine type deal. You'll come up, and for $25 you can pick a cork out of like a fishbowl, and then that cork corresponds to a number on a bag. And then we're hoping to take that money and do some other good things with it. Maybe even looking at using some of this money for scholarships.
Yeah, that's kind of a unique portion of the fundraiser.
Yeah, we're kind of excited about it. So we're hoping that it takes off and that people enjoy it, and we'll also be doing some raffles and giveaways during the entire event as well.
Yeah, it's a good way to not be crabby after you have to pay your tax.
That's exactly right.
Tickets, of course, $35 for individuals, $60 for couples. That's coming up on the 13th at the Elks Lodge from 6 until 8 in the evening. It is an all-you-can-eat crab fest, if you will, and there is a cash bar there at the Elks Lodge. And of course, we have Holy Week services following right behind that.
That's right.
So seafood tails right into Holy Week going into Easter.
That's correct.
Of course, the Holy Week services taking place at the Midwest Theater, as they have for 75 previous years. This is the 76th annual. And they start up at 12 o'clock, shortly after 12:05, go until 12:30, starting on Monday, April 15th, all the way through Good Friday, April 19th. And if you don't have the opportunity to stop by, you can hear those on KCMI, because they are going to be broadcasting those services.
That's correct.
And there is a free will offering for people who attend, and if you can't attend, I suppose if you listen to KCMI, you can, call a Kiwanian and make a donation that way as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right. Jeri, Raul, thank you very much for joining us on News Extra today.
Thank you.
you.